just deals with the physical mounting and the dash removal and stuff like that. All right. Even though this is a modern, harness and radio offering, it's all pretty straightforward stuff. Yeah, if you got something like this back in the 90s, you don't have to worry about any of this stuff. But even in the late 90s, that thing has steering wheel controls. It's not much, but it's got volume and, channel or source changes. So you do technically still have to do, some pretty expensive harnesses and interfaces to get steering wheel controls to stay, even for older vehicles, which is kind of nuts. In that thing's case, it wasn't really worth it. We had a Kenwood double DIN in there for a while. I think I actually had some Alpine Type R speakers in it too. Non-amplified, but it still sounded pretty good. But yeah, this will be a nice standard thing where there's not a lot of guesswork when it comes to an eBay unit. The tablet screen was an option for this truck, but spend a little, that's the thing too, is like you spend a little bit more on this solution with the Kenwood. And that's a hard sell for people because those eBay things for 130 bucks are pretty enticing. Because this was like, God, 500 just parts. Labor for double DIN, 150, 200 bucks, for someone's time to do all this. And then a camera install can be, 100, 200 on its own, just because that's pretty labor or time intensive to run it along the frame and get it up inside the cab and the dash and stuff. So we're saving a little bit. So this, route of using, name brand standard aftermarket double DIN sizing, aftermarket interface, harness, it kind of makes sense here. But even with the fact that we're not spending money on labor, you still look at those eBay units for 130. It's like, why wouldn't you do that? And that's why we did it for that Fiesta, because the car just doesn't really command the value of a full aftermarket solution. For me, I'm always thinking about scalability when it comes to going this route, because I value certain niche things like higher voltage preamp outputs for the RCAs for amplifiers, so like 5-volt outputs on basically the red and white